What are alternatives? After the murder of George Floyd in 2020, the Black Lives Matter movement began to call for alternatives to the police. We at the Black Response Cambridge have been trying to narrow down what is meant by alternatives to police. What is meant by alternatives to police? In order to answer this question, we need to answer the crucial issue: what do police do? In the 2021 New York Times article, How Do Police Spend Their Time?, we learned that police might spend their time directing traffic, responding to crime calls about property, medical incidents, violence, other social problems, doing proactive work, responding to non-criminal calls. So, what don't police do? Although police may break up a fight or arrest someone in the moment, police don't resolve conflicts. Police may collect guns and weapons through buyback programs or arrest someone who possesses or uses a gun, but they don't end gun violence. Police may drive a victim of domestic violence from one location to another, or arrest the perpetrator of violence if caught red-handed, but police don't prevent domestic violence or perform extractions. We bring up what police do and don't do because it is this process that allows us to find the gaps that alternatives might fill. What are alternatives? In order to understand what alternatives are, we found that there are some necessary questions to answer. They are: how are they legally structured or incorporated? In past Funder Education briefings, we presented on the three models we have explored: government-based alternatives, nonprofit-based alternatives, and autonomous community-based alternatives. What are they responding to? In our Landscape of Alternatives report, we presented that alternatives might respond to violence or crisis or the intersections of violence and crisis. This includes mental health, substance use, and material, including financial and legal aid crises, or youth, gang, guns, and domestic violence. What is the intervention of the alternative? Some organizations prioritize education, distribution, navigation, or facilitation. Some alternatives perform functions such as facilitating extractions in domestic violence cases, Mental Health First, Sacramento, California; navigate social services and family policing services, Cambridge Heart; disseminate mutual fund, Mutual Aid Medford and Somerville; facilitate conflict resolution, Unity Circles, and more. What is the temporal point of intervention? By temporal point of intervention, or what point in the crisis or violence, does the alternative intervene? We mean, does this alternative perform prevention work, immediate response, and/or aftercare? Does the alternative prevent violence, respond to mental health crises, provide care after a crisis? Who do they respond to? Do alternatives specialize in one or more marginalized groups, such as immigrants or formerly incarcerated people? Or does the alternative provide a general service to anyone who needs their care? So, what? We have come to find that the term alternative is a bit misleading. Although our use of the term alternative comes from the movement to create alternatives to police, we have a broader understanding of alternatives. First, we accept the Momentum Organization's framework. When there are justice movements, there are three approaches: change hearts and minds, reform institutions, or create alternatives. Second, this contemporary moment of communities creating alternatives is not new. There have been waves of people and movements throughout history when they have created alternatives. Many long-standing institutions today were alternatives. We recommend you read Kevin Hazard's American Sirens book on the Freedom House in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for a history of one alternative. Third, in order for us to create alternatives that endure, we need to study and learn from them.